Welcome everyone to another explainer. We've all been there, right? You're washing your hands or maybe doing the dishes, and the water just stubbornly sits there in the sink. It's universally annoying. But what if that seemingly simple blocked pipe isn't just a minor inconvenience? What if it's actually an early warning sign, like a clear symptom of a much larger disease lurking within your home's entire plumbing system?
Okay, let's dive into this because the stakes might be quite a bit higher than you think. You have to ask yourself, are you dealing with a simple, everyday clog that a quick plunge can fix in 2 minutes? Or are you looking at the very tip of the iceberg of a hidden plumbing disaster? Well, that is exactly what we're going to figure out today by looking at what the experts have to say about the hidden signals your house is sending you.
Think of this as our diagnostic chart to map out the investigative journey we'll take through your plumbing system over the next few minutes. First, we'll look at the deceptive clog. Second, 4 major warning symptoms. Third, what to do before you try DIY. Fourth, hidden structural culprits. And finally, when to call professionals. Section 1, the deceptive clog. You know, it's incredibly tempting to just grab a plunger or pour chemicals down the drain at the very first sign of a slow sink. But let's look closer.
And this brilliantly illustrates why rushing to a quick fix can mask the truth. If just one sink is draining slowly, you're likely dealing with a localized issue. Maybe some hair is trapped near the surface. No big deal. But what if your kitchen sink and your bathroom sink start backing up at the exact same time? Wow, that's a major clue. You are no longer dealing with one drain. You have a systemic bottleneck deeper in a shared segment of your pipes.
Let's shift gears to Section 2, 4 major warning symptoms. We're going to get a bit analytical here to build a profile of what chronic conditions your house might actually be presenting.
Your plumbing system is constantly communicating its health to you. We just need to translate its language. Here are the 4 critical warning signs: slow drainage across multiple fixtures, gurgling sounds, persistent bad odors, and frequent return clogs. It's time to stop just reacting to the mess and actually start listening to what your drains are telling you. Symptom number 1, slow drainage across multiple fixtures. Like we touched on just a second ago, when multiple drains in the same general area empty sluggishly, it points to a blockage accumulating far, far deeper in a shared segment. The blockage isn't at the surface where you can easily reach it. It's practically choking the main artery that connects all those fixtures together. Moving right along to symptom 2, venting problems. If you hear these distinct, ominous gurgling sounds, that's trapped air. Think of it like holding your finger over a straw full of liquid. If the system's vents aren't allowing air to flow properly, it creates massive pressure imbalances. And these invisible imbalances are the exact unseen culprits that make clogs way more likely to form and trigger those frustrating, repeated backups.
Next up is our 3rd symptom, focusing on trap seals. Look, lingering sewage smells in your living space are so much more than just a temporary, unpleasant odor. If you smell something rotten, it indicates that water just isn't moving effectively. A seal is broken, or honestly, the interiors of your pipes might be actively deteriorating. It's a huge red flag. Symptom 4 brings me to a direct question for you. Are you clearing clogs repeatedly with the exact same tools? Seriously, if you find yourself pulling out the snake or the plunger every few weeks to clear the exact same mess, the issue is way beyond surface-level buildup. You aren't curing the illness, right? You're just putting a temporary Band-Aid on a chronic symptom.
Section 3, before you try DIY. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it empowers you to take a critical pause before grabbing your tools. Because blindly trying to fix a systemic issue yourself, that can accidentally flood your living room. And that is an unbelievably expensive mistake. Instead, let's observe how the problem behaves over time. Step 1, test the system's capacity by running the dishwasher or washing machine. Step 2, physically check for water staining around your baseboards. And Step 3, inspect for damp flooring near your fixtures. These simple, pre-DIY checks can help you spot hidden leaks before you inadvertently make things much worse.
Section 4, hidden structural culprits. This is where we lift the veil on the unseen, expensive enemies lurking right beneath your floorboards. Threat number 1, intruding tree roots. Nature is just completely relentless. Tree roots seeking moisture will actively invade even the tiniest micro-openings in your underground pipes. And once they're inside, they flourish. They eventually form a massive, solid web that completely chokes off the entire drainage system from the inside out.
Then we have threat number 2, solidifying grease. Seemingly harmless, everyday materials can actually be your plumbing's worst nightmare. When you wash warm grease down the kitchen sink, it eventually cools deep in the pipes. As it cools, it slowly solidifies, coating the pipe walls and severely narrowing the interior until water literally cannot pass through. This is exactly how those rock-solid fatbergs form in city sewers. And believe me, they can absolutely happen in your home too.
And threat number 3, aging plumbing and scale. Just like us, plumbing ages. Older pipes inevitably develop internal roughness and harsh scale buildup. This rough interior surface catches and traps passing debris, which just compounds the blockage. Eventually, this constant buildup and structural weakening can even lead to a partially collapsed pipe section. No fun at all.
Section 5. When to call professionals. Let's move to and see how this builds into our final triage stage, outlining the exact thresholds for bringing in the experts.
So here's your clear, actionable resolution. If it's an occasional surface clog, plunge away or use routine cleaning. But if a clog returns in days or weeks, or if you have multiple drains gurgling, it's time to call a licensed plumber. Now, if you smell sewage in your living spaces or see pooling water from an active leak, stop what you're doing and call an emergency plumber immediately. Professionals use specialized inspection cameras to precisely locate the obstruction, preventing you from wasting time and money on endless temporary fixes. So, the crucial point is perfectly summarized by this quote, directly from our source material. A clogged drain doesn't always mean a major catastrophe, but it can be an early clue. It's all about being observant. Paying attention to symptoms like slow drainage, gurgling, and smells means you can identify a wider systemic problem before it truly escalates into a catastrophic disaster.
Which brings us to a final thought for you to chew on today. What are your drains trying to tell you right now? Next time you hear a gurgle or see water draining just a little too slowly, don't ignore it. Listen to your house. Investigate the symptoms we diagnosed today. And for sure, don't hesitate to call in the professionals if things aren't adding up. Knowledge is power, especially when it comes to keeping your home healthy. Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.